Hi, and welcome to Cut the Crap, the podcast.
I felt this way and I would feel so bad and no one would notice it, but then I would have conversations with you or other people and everyone was going through the same thing and I'm like, why? Why does no one communicate this? Ida and I have been talking a lot about things we're dealing with when it comes to how we're feeling, our work, our lifestyle, trying to find the perfect balance between our busy schedules and finding time for ourselves and then enjoying things that we thought we would enjoy or not enjoying things that we thought we'd enjoy. And then we've come to realize that from talking to other people too, everyone's going through the same problems, the same issues, having the same concerns, dealing with the same emotions, and no one's talking about it. So everyone's going around thinking they're the only ones suffering, having anxiety, feeling depressed, feeling alone, feeling like they're not where they should be, they're not moving or succeeding at the pace they should be, they don't know what to do, what they want to do.
It's such a normal thing in life to feel that way, so it's nothing crazy. It's just because we never talk about it and we're always trying to be perfect. So if you would just talk about it, sometimes it would just be a normal thing to talk about, right?
And that's one of the main things that's been affecting everybody's health. It's become an epidemic where people are now going on Instagram and showing the most perfect things. And I get it, it's easier to share things when they're good than when they're bad. But it's become an epidemic that now everyone is always stressed, always anxious, feeling lonely, depressed, bored, don't know what to do, fed up of life. And if we just start by having that conversation and knowing, okay, it's normal to feel this way, I'm not the only one who feels this way, and work together to see the different ways to deal with this, like that's the number one health issue. It's not your weight. It's not weight. Weight is like the last thing.
Yeah.
That's the number one thing that's
like
affecting health.
The scale is basically BS. It's bullshit. Like, I know because I'm in the modeling world as well, like we're in different fields, but we are both interested in health and fitness and like spirituality and all that stuff. But I swear to God, like as being a model and slightly becoming an actress or whatever, this is like the hardest field nowadays. And just being basically in the arts, being creative, because everything is to do with your Instagram, who you know, who you've dated, who's your best friend, where you hang out and all this, you know. And like the thing is, I'm a person, I don't get impressed easily, and for me it's like everybody's kind of equal in a way. So if you're a nice person, you're a nice person. If you're a cool person, you're a cool person. It doesn't really matter what you've done in the past or not, you know. Everyone has their journey, but
like you're a model and you don't have a weight problem, but yet you're still on a health journey because health to you is not your weight. Health is so
like I have to be conscious about my weight, of course, because that's just the way it is in modeling. Unless you're a plus size, haute couture, it depends what type of model you are. But if you're kind of in like the middle, you always kind of have to be the same weight, or if you have a shoot or a campaign coming up, you gotta lose, you gotta gain, you gotta put this muscle on, you gotta lose that muscle. It depends on every woman, right, or man. But like basically it just takes a lot of. Everyone thinks it's just about weight health, but it isn't, because it's about how you look. Like you see a lot of girls that have a normal great body, not an Instagram look, and they look so good in their face and skin, and everyone's like, what are they doing? Well, they're just living life, they're just chilling, you know, like they're not into this. It's like a toxic environment, you know what I mean? And it's just good to talk about it. You don't need to cut Instagram off your life. You don't need to like cut everyone out your life and be like alone. Like, you only live once, of course you're going to do all the stuff everyone's doing, but on limits, and try to understand why you're feeling certain ways and not just think, oh, I feel bad today. Oh, it's annoying. No, why do you feel bad today?
And understanding that when things start to show on your skin or on the scale, that's the last resort of trying to grab your attention to something much bigger that's actually happening. So if you have bad skin or you're dealing with a weight problem, from what I've seen from my clients, it always comes from something within. It's always something that starts inside, and then when we ignore it or we don't educate ourselves about it or experiment what works with us, you end up gaining weight, fluctuating in your weight, having
Yeah.
bad skin, and always they'll tell you the cause is stress. It's not sleeping enough. It's, you know, eating too much or not eating the right things. And these types of habits come from something that's within. It comes from your emotions, from things you're dealing with in life.
And everyone gets anxiety to deal with it because they think it's going to be super hard. But to be honest, once you get, all you need is the kind of like want. You want to deal with it. You want to get better. You
But
want
what
to
does
feel better.
deal with it mean? So how do we deal with our health? What to us is health? Because we said health to us is not weight, right?
Yeah.
So what to us is health?
Many things, girl. Many things. You start. Oh my god.
Like we have been dealing, so like Ida said, we're in two different fields. Yeah, they're both creative and they require to be very fast paced. They require that you travel a lot, you deal with a lot of people, you have a lot of expectations of how you have to be, who you have to be around, where you have to go.
But you still have to look good and be perfect every day.
But yet again, we live on different coasts, we have different lives, we have different jobs. And everyone here, you know, you have people that are married or single or dating, they live home, they live alone, they live abroad, they have their own business, they work for a charity, they work for a big company, they're not working. You have every situation and it's opposite, and you talk to them and you're like, you're going through that too? Oh, we're all going through the same thing.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what country, what job, anything you have. It all combines at the end,
Yeah, so if you're not aware of yourself and what you're going through and getting connected to who you are and getting clear with your intentions and where you want to be and getting connected to the people that make you feel better, to the habits that actually energize you, to the food that helps you. So people are not just, oh, I want to lose weight, I'm going to go vegan, I'm going to go on a keto diet, I'm going to cut out celery juice. It doesn't have to work for you because you have to, it's a lifelong journey. There's so many things to do, and what might work for me, and what does work for me doesn't work for you, and what works for you doesn't always work for me.
I mean, there's some obvious things. For example, drugs, a no-no, obviously. Alcohol every night is not good for anybody, but we're talking about small things. For example, freaking orange juice. Or we're talking about meat, we're talking about rice, we're talking about dairy, we're talking about some types of cheeses. Mozzarella cheese differentiated with goat cheese, for example. What's good for me, what's not good for her. It's so complicated, but at the same time it's so easy. That's why I can talk about it so easily, because it's so easy in a way, because I've dealt with it so long in my life. Especially I've been around athletes and I've been around fitness my whole life, because my dad, he started off being a sports person instead of an actor in the beginning, and so I've always been around that. My family's always been quite fit, but then I've also had people in my family that have been very unfit, so I could see the differences and see how they changed and what they did better and stuff like that. So it's really interesting. Plus, if you know it when you're young, why don't you want to live longer or feel as good as you can every single day?
The thing is, you can't expect that if you have a certain weight or you follow a certain diet or you're taking certain supplements or vitamins that you're going to just automatically be happy. You need to go with it and see what the situation is. And the number one way, again, to do it is to notice whatever you're going through, all this confusion, all this anxiety. I don't have anything together. You don't have anything together. No one knows what they're doing. And let's not pretend like anyone really does. And you don't. That's the journey. And starting by accepting it's okay to be anxious. It's okay to not always eat it exactly right, and it's okay not to always know what I'm doing. Be good to yourself and easy and understand and share with each. Everyone here is in their own corner suffering, and then meeting in the middle, being oh, life is perfect. Everything perfect. And that's where all the health issues start in this generation and this time. It's insane.
Whatever happens here. It's so true. That's why whatever we said earlier as well in our other videos about go on vacation and how it helps, going on a retreat. All this, it's not about the food you eat on the retreat, it's the whole process you did at the retreat That's why you look better when you leave a retreat, for example.
It's the sleeping, it's the people,
It's
breathing,
everything. It's because you change from a drastic lifestyle to another, and that's why your body's like, what the hell, and it gets in shock and it does whatever the doctors are telling it to do. But this is not a continuous life.
And we're working together to figure out how to bring these things to our daily life. I don't want to have to wait until I'm on vacation or go on retreat to feel like I'm connected. I want to always be energized, because you can't start the week on an empty tank.
No.
You cannot keep going like we were doing. We were going, not stopping, traveling, working, doing this, working hard, not compromising, thinking that's what you needed to do to be successful and to succeed in what you're doing. And
people feel up your energy and they end up not even want to work with you because they feel your stress and everything. It's like you just gotta be clean, clear, and connected, right? Like we say.
Yeah, clean, clear, and connected. And your dad does this too. Your dad's
meditation.
Your dad's in a very fast-paced business that he has a lot of responsibilities, but every single day he finds that thing to do to keep his mind clear, to stay connected
grounded,
to himself and stay grounded. And that's what we're doing, and that's what we want to start sharing, because I think it's so insane that everyone is pretending like they're not dealing with these exact same things when we all are, and there's nothing wrong with that. So let's share our resources, let's share our information. We go to places and we find out the most insane things, like things that are offered to you, no one even heard of, and then you learn slowly, okay, how is this, what's good for you, what's bad for you, I never knew that this could do this to you, and you learn and you try different things, and some things work, and a lot of things work, and some things don't.
It's true, and like, for example, I mean, obviously every country has help. Like, it's not like we're in LA, we're in the middle of West Hollywood, we all have the help here because everyone's into health and everyone's health freaks and blah blah blah. Like, no, you can Google, you can find people in your own country, whether you are in
it's simple resources.
Serbia, whether you're in Spain, whether you're in France, whether you're in Turkey, whether you're in Egypt, whether you're in whatever, you're gonna find somebody, and if not, there's always gonna be someone to help. So it's not as hard as it seems. You just gotta do one step at a time.
Yeah. So our objective is to share from our personal journeys and our personal day-to-day life, just simple people doing simple things and going through things everybody's going through, and trying to make it, figure it out, and explore all the different theories and health benefits that are shared, and see what works for us and what doesn't, and what might work for you, because it doesn't have to be a diet, it doesn't have to be celery juice, it doesn't have to be vegan. It's not like that. We need to be educated, and it all starts with having the right conversation and sharing these resources, and taking the time to learn and be aware of yourself and see what works for you. Because if everyone, if the key was to be vegan or cut out carbs, everyone would be the happiest person in the world. But it's not even about what you eat. It's your lifestyle. It's how you think.
And maybe, like, for example, carbs is good for me. Maybe it's not good for you. Like what we were saying, everybody's different. Nobody should just be doing like everybody's doing.
Exactly.
Everyone's unique. So I don't agree with like everyone has to do the same thing, but everyone has to think kind of the same to change.
My mistake was, and I'm just going to go into sharing. So my mistake and my big wake-up call was that, although this is something that I studied and it's something that I practiced with clients, is that all of a sudden my life shifted completely. I had to move in 2 weeks from Egypt to California. I had to move to a place where I didn't really know anyone, jump right into working in a field I didn't know much about, dealing with people that I'm not familiar with, getting settled in an environment I don't know yet, and I had to do all these things, and I was so overwhelmed, so overworked, so lonely, so depressed, so scared. I was so like, I didn't know what was going to happen, what to do, and I didn't give myself the chance to connect and to do it the right way. I was just go.
Because you had no one to say stop. And you had no one to say stop.
Exactly. And I put aside everything I believed in and everything that I knew to be true, thinking like I had to go in order to make it and succeed and do this and that. But I was dealing with all of these things, and no one could see that.
Yeah.
Everyone who talked to me thought I was living the most perfect everything was so smooth, everything was so, you know, so simple, so easy.
Just because you posted a picture with a celebrity or something.
It's always easier to show when things are good, and that's our fault. It's always easier to share the nice things.
Yeah.
But now we're here to say, it's not
all good. I mean, of course, we have an amazing day.
And we're happy with what we're doing, and we're going to continue doing different things, but it's important to say, I was lonely, or I have days that I'm lonely, and I have days where I'm scared, and I'm anxious, and I don't know what's going to happen. So that's where I said, okay, I need to go back. I need to go back to doing what I know to be true. And the thing is, I felt this way, and I would feel so bad, and no one would notice it, but then I would have conversations with you or other people, and everyone was going through the same thing, and I'm like, why? Why does no one communicate this? And that's where this whole thing started, because you were all the way in New York having the exact same feelings, although your day was completely different, and your circumstances were different, and your story is different, and same here, and then everyone in between. So that's where it needs to start with you, you know?
Yeah, it needs to start with a conversation for sure, and people just need to come in and talk.
Yeah, and share the resources.
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a few videos every week and share with you guys, and hopefully, you know, you can just DM us, email us, whatever you want for information. We're gonna be here. And I mean, we have a lot of good background experiences to help. And yeah, it's not as hard as it seems. You just do it and it will be fine. At least try.
You just do it.
Yeah, you just gotta do it, girl. You gotta do it.
You start somewhere and you see.